Hello everyone, my name is Sheen and today we are building the Komodo dragon habitat next to the red crown queen habitat. And as I mentioned in the last episode, I needed first to build a wheel building out of these few walls that I made there just so the cranes wouldn't escape. That's why I looked up Japanese temples in Pinterest and I tried my best to replicate one of the pictures I saw. I don't have any clue if this is at all representative of any Japanese temple. I just tried to do my best here and I hope it shows. That's also the first time I'm really diving into Japanese or really any Asian architecture. And this was also the building that I struggled a little bit with the passing, because at first I wanted to have it so that you can look from the ground into the habitat in the part where the animals can escape from the crowded masses of people, which doesn't make any sense if you make it also viewing it, but yeah, okay, anyway. That was the purpose of that, and then I decided, or this was something I came up while building, and that's what I tried and failed. I wanted to have to make the first floor actually traversable for the guests, but I sadly wasn't able to do this. Maybe in some other building I can do this when I make it a little bit bigger, so that I will have more room for the stairs, because the stairs were actually the part that I struggled with the most, and that's why there are no stairs going upstairs, even though we have a fence. So it's like indicated that you can go on there, but you can't, so that's a bummer, but I guess it is what it is, and I tried my best, and that's what I came up with. So, and I even did some, okay. This is now my second attempt at building these stairs. As you will see, it's not going well, because it's just, I didn't like it. It's not how I wanted it to be. It just messed up the whole layout inside once I had the passing outside on the roofs, and so I just deleted it altogether and never bothered to try to do that again. So as you can see now, I'm building the third floor, or let's just call it the third floor room, because let's be honest, it's just a little room. And I mean, it's not even traversable for anyone, so yeah, it's just for the viewing from outside. It's just a nice viewing, so it makes everything fit a lot better. And then I slapped some roofs on top of that. I was actually quite impressed by how easily I was able to do this, because the last time I tried building something like this was with the Indian peafowl habitat, and this one I just tried to wing. So I didn't look at any reference pictures, and I mean it was horrible. So that's why I deleted it. So but this time, and this is also the first time, that these little roof pieces, these things, they just make sense. I never before that really knew what I should do with them, because they were not fitting anywhere where I wanted them to fit, so I never really used them. And now we are building the staff building. I don't know if you saw this in the beginning, but at first I wanted this to be one building. So one building for the guests, and then the building will be a little bit wider and there will be the staff area, but this obviously didn't fit into the whole theme of these temple things, so I just made a little smaller temple between, next to it, not between. And after then having a few adjustments in the big temple where the guests can go, I finally was able to really build for the Komodo dragons. And yeah, as you can see me, first I needed to make the barrier, or adjust a barrier a little bit, because I changed the design of the building, because it's, well, now there are two. And then I also needed to make a little barrier between these two habitats for the same reason, and I think it's not the best thing I did in Planet Zoo. It's kind of like I just slapped these pieces on top of a wall, of half wall, so I'm not quite sure what I think about these. I really didn't put a lot of thought into this, and I think it shows, but for now it's okay, I can live with that. And yeah, so I made the interior of the big temple for the guests, and honestly I have no clue how to make interiors. It's not my strongest thing that I can build. It's just so difficult for me, because I mean, I'm playing Sims 3 in particular, and there I am able to build beautiful interiors, but in Planet Zoo it's just like, it's my mind is blocked that I don't know what to do. I don't know, I think I just searched all the East Asia theme items and just looked at everything. What can I put on walls? That's what I put there. That's the interior, basically. Yeah. Then I also had some shop counters. I must say I like them. I think they give the whole interior a little bit more of a feel like it's something that's coherent. Like from the outside and going into the inside, it seems like it's going to be like it is more coherent than when I just don't have these. And yeah, I think it's just a little bit random what I did in the interior, but overall it's okay. And I was so pleased with it that I moved on to the first viewing gallery for the Komodo dragons, and I decided to go for not really custom fencing, but doing the fences that are not coming with the passes, which was a little bit of a pain in the ass. But in the end, I managed it. I don't think I want to look that closely into the fences, because I hate that they needed to be different heights, because the pass was going down or up. I didn't like that, and then they didn't fit quite to each other, so they overlap. It's also not something that I particularly like, so yeah. But other than that, it's fine. I can live with that. While I am doing some adjustments and some research, let's just quickly talk about the conservation pack that has been announced. I really am excited, and not because of the Przewalski horse. I don't know how to pronounce that. I may have butchered that. No, I am really loving that we finally get a leopard in the game. I love leopards. There was actually a big time in my life where I considered tigers to be my favorite animals, but then I shifted to leopards. And after playing Planet Zoo with the Asia Animal Pack, I switched to the clouded leopard. But I mean, it's still a cat, so kinda counts. But yeah, I really wanted to have a leopard for so long in the game, and I'm so glad we finally get that. And I think you can be so sure. Maybe I even will add the leopard instead of the tigers that were previously in the zoo, just so that I can build for them sooner than I would have to when I would follow my my little plan that I made. So yeah, I think you can expect definitely a leopard habitat from me. I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be the previously tiger habitat and the tigers need to go somewhere else. But that's okay, we can figure that out in a much later stage. First of all, leopards are great and I want them and I want to build for them. I'm so excited. And also with the leopard in the game, I think I could be able to build my local zoo, the Hanover Zoo. But I don't know if I want to do that, but I could now, because previously I was always like, nah, I can't do that. We don't have leopards. We previously didn't have California sea lions. We didn't have seals, so that were all my reasons for, no, I can't do that. That wouldn't be accurate. But now I think there's not an animal except for wallabies and wombat that we don't have in the game, but to be honest, have you ever seen a wombat in a zoo? Like, seriously? Because I'm quite sure that we don't have wombats, we just have 2 holes in something that looks like a habitat, but I've never seen anything that moves there. Never, not even when I went there as a last, before the zoo closes, I never see these animals. So I wouldn't be so I would just make them without actually having wombats in the game. So, and for the wombats, I would just use the red kangaroo. For the wallabies, I would just use the red kangaroo and call it a day. Like, it's kind of the same. It's a kangaroo, so that's going to be alright. But yeah, then we also have now leopards, and I think I'm growing fondly of the idea to just rebuilding the Hanover Zoo. So let's see if I am going to do that. But first, let's go back to the actual video that you're watching right now. I decided to block the view to the original terrain because I just think it's ugly. At first I wanted to leave it as it was because I thought the Komodo dragon lived in some sort of savanna area where the texture of the ground would be something that would fit, but turns out they live more in the jungle, so there is no reason for me to leave the ugly terrain as it is. And yeah, I just made everything out of stones and moss stones and the planters from the aquatic pack. Now you can see me doing the education for the Komodo dragon habitat and a bit of the red-crowned crane habitat as well. And yeah, with that I would say thank you for watching my video and we see each other next time. Bye!